Hey, it's Eric here. I invite you to follow along as I walk through my way of completing the games project. So I know in this activity we need to create the notion of levels and have some sort of timer and some interactivity. So I think I played this one game that I really loved where your mouse pointer needed to follow a path, like a road. And if you veered off the path, you would lose. Okay, so you have to be really careful about maneuvering your mouse around something. So I see this in my head as being pretty simple. So just a solid background of a color with a path that's a different color. We just simply follow it with our mouse. So let's start off by thinking about the backdrop. So what this might look like. So I'll go ahead, create a new backdrop. Okay, now I want to pick a nice pretty color for my backdrop. So I'll get my paint bucket here. And that's not a bad looking backdrop. So I'll choose that as my background. And I want to create my path. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and create a path here. With this tool, I'll choose a color, maybe like this gray, okay? What I'll do is I'll just create a really simple, easy path to start with. Okay, maybe just fill this in with a color. Okay, cool, looks good. So now what do I want to do? Well, what do I want to do? Whoops, I don't want to create another rectangle. What I want to do is maybe move this rectangle down just a little bit here. Okay, maybe move this guy. Let's move him down. Okay, and then we'll fill in this color again. Whoops, that's not the right. It's not the right color. Is it this one? Nope, it's this one, I think. No, interesting. Which color did I choose for this? Sorry about this. This wasn't going as planned. Maybe let's go with this color no matter what. Okay, we'll just stick with this color. It's not as nice as the other one. I could have used the paint dropper is what I could have done. So let me go back. What I could have done is just pick the color here, okay? And then I had that now in my paint bucket and I could have just gone like this. So anyways, this is gonna be level 1. So maybe you write level 1 here in the corner. Level 1, okay? And again, we need to make sure that this is a color that we can see. Okay, good. Not bad looking at all. Okay, and then just go ahead and leave that here in the corner. Maybe move it up just a little bit. What do you think? Maybe a little bit bigger. Okay. Yep. And whoops. No. Maybe move it up in the corner. So level 1. Cool. So now that we have the backdrop done, what we want to do is create the idea that you need to be underneath the mouse pointer here for this to sort of to register, right? So what we'll need to do is maybe have the sprite follow our mouse pointer, right? So then we'll have, when the green flag is clicked, forever be going to our mouse pointer, okay? So forever be going to our mouse pointer. So I will go to oops, I'm on the wrong one. See, I need to make sure I am on the cat, okay? So on our sprite, say when green flag is clicked, controls forever go to our position, all right, and that is in motion, and it'll be go to mouse pointer. So forever be updating at our mouse pointer. Cool. Okay, so we're off to a good start. So essentially we're going to drag our cat along this path, and if he touches either side, then alert us to this mistake. So let's go ahead and make our cat tinier. So let's go ahead and set the cat size. So I'll go here to looks. Let's set the size to, say, I don't know, let's say 20% and see what that looks like. Okay, so we have a nice little tiny cat. Maybe we'll make it 25, maybe 30%. Okay, okay, good. So the idea is to drag our cat without him touching the lava or the other color. Okay, so how would we go about doing that? So we want to say, if he's touching this color, then do something, okay? So we can create, an event here with the green flag, and then I think we'll need an operator here because I know we have a sensing block that says if touching color. So we need to do this, but then we have to say like if touching color, then do this. Okay, so we'll drag this in and we'll grab our if then and say if then. So if touching the color here, all we have to do is click the color and then click the color that we want. Okay. Now you see it's going to be a little goofy because I want to click this color. I'm actually clicking on the sprite to capture that color because when you click this you can hit any color. but since we're actually following the sprite, I really don't have the ability to click anything but the sprite. So what I'll do is I'll detach this, okay, and now I'll grab this, stop it, and again I'll touch this color and we get the background color, so now it's not attached to this. So I'll snap that on, restart, and say, if touching this color, then do something. So let's see if this works first. So let's see if it works. So we'll go say hello for 2 seconds. Okay, and I'll make sure this is in a forever loop because I forever want to be checking if this is true or not. Okay, so now let's try it. So I'm touching it, good, I'm saying hello. Now watch, I'm not touching it. So I'm good. So so I touched it and say hello. Okay, so we see here that if I'm in the black, I'm good, but boom, when I touch that, something happens. Now, I don't want to have I don't want this to essentially run to say hello. I want it to sort of stop the game, right? But maybe we come back to this notion. But now let's talk about what the finish is. Like, how do we finish a level? So I guess what we could do is say, like, when you start here and you reach the end, which should be maybe a different color, then go to the next level. So what we can do is we can say in our backdrops here, in our in the backdrop we've created, okay, so stage, we click the stage and go to backdrops. Let's create a box here with like a winning, like if you win. So we'll create this, we'll make it a nice red here, okay, and what we'll do is we'll just click and we'll make it, the color here, like you win, okay. So if you touch this, you would essentially win. So what that means is we go back to our sprite and we could say, if touching this color, then start over. But we could easily say another if then too, if then. So if touching this color, win. So if touching color, and then we'll start our program again. Okay, we're going to have the same issue, so I'll detach this, stop it, and I'll say if touching this color, then broadcast, you win. Okay. I said broadcast because I'm sort of thinking forward, but I just want to test this out and see if it works. So you win, okay, just to test it out and see if it actually works. So if touching this color, you win, okay. And then to test this out, just for my understanding, I'm going to put you lose, okay. So again, let's test this out. You lose, okay. Obviously we lose because we're touching outside the path. 2 seconds. Now, if I complete it, it should be you win. Okay, good. So we're off to a good start. And what I've been doing here is just sort of, it makes more sense for me visually to see that, this is working so far. And now I want to get into some more complex thinking. I want to say, where is it we go to after we win? And where is it we go and when we lose? Okay, so maybe it's easiest for me to think about this of where do we ultimately start the game? Okay, and I think we start the game on the first level with a little text box, okay? And we'll say, we'll give the instructions, okay? And then we'll tell them, maybe point an arrow to say, put your mouse here, or make sure the scratch cat can go across the path without, dying or like hitting this. So let's go ahead and create some instructions here on the main page of this project. And maybe we actually have another sprite say that. So maybe our sprite is Nano, and Nano's giving us the rules. So we'll go ahead and choose a sprite. So I'll go to animals, or no, fantasy, I think. Is it fantasy? Nano. Okay. So Nano is going to be giving us the rules here. So this is going to be, when green flag is clicked, we'll have Nano say move scratch cat on. So move scratch cat along the path with your mouse pointer. Okay, so again, move scratch path with your mouse pointer. Okay, good. So that sort of seems to make sense. Maybe give a little more direction and say, be sure to stay on path or you lose. Or you lose. Okay, cool. Great. So that is good. So move scratch cat along the path with your mouse pointer. Be sure to stay on the path. Oh man, that wasn't even close to spelling it right. Be sure on the path or you lose. Okay, so what I think we need to do is we need to make sure that our our person is putting the pointer on the path right away, right? We need to make sure that they're starting here and walking down the path. So what we'll do is we'll say we'll give directions like put your with an arrow, like put your pointer here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go back into our backdrop here, and we'll do quick directions maybe with a little pointer here, a little arrow. So we'll draw that here. Okay, maybe what I want to do is actually make this color a little bit more pronounced, so I'll make the line a little bit bigger, and I'll do a little arrow. Okay. Okay, and then I'll do some text here. This isn't the best looking game, but okay, so place cursor on path. Okay, cool. So we're giving them all the directions they need here to begin. So move Scratchcat along the path with your mouse pointer. Be sure to stay on the path or you lose. So I'll go ahead, fix the spelling, stay on the path or you lose. So tell you what, let's go ahead and create a broadcast event here and say, I don't want this game to start where it says you lose, because that doesn't make much sense. So what we'll do is we'll have when green flag is clicked, then we broadcast. Let's broadcast something here, an event that's like game start, okay? So we'll call this new message game start, okay? Because we want to give our user the benefit of the doubt to get to their starting spot. So then instead of having this be when the green flag is clicked, we'll have this when they receive game start, right? So when I receive game start, then set nano or our Scratchcat to that position, all right? And then when game start, receive this. Actually, no, let's go ahead and actually have this be when green flag is clicked, because then they can actually see the cat, okay? But we won't start giving the sort of you lose or you win until we have given the directions. Okay, so that seems like pretty straightforward, right? Okay, now it looks like game start has been given. Okay, so now I should be able to lose if I go down here. Cool. All right, so that was a lot. Again, so we have this sort of base understanding of what it is our game is doing, and that is moving along the path. And now what we need to do is create sort of this structure of winning and losing, right? So what we can do is easily say, when we touch this, right, we should win, right? So when you touch the red, you win and you go to another level. So that's easy. Let's just go ahead and do that now. So we'll say broadcast, when you touch this color, you win, and then we'll go ahead and broadcast a new message for next level, right? So next level. Okay. So, and then we could say, when I receive next level, we'll go to this sprite, the backdrop for the stage, and say when I receive next level, we can go ahead and switch to the next backdrop. Okay. So then we could say, go ahead, when I receive next level, go to backdrop, go to next backdrop. So we'll go to looks, okay, then switch to backdrop number 2 or next backdrop, right? So that would be the backdrop for instance, the second level, which we haven't created yet. So we'll go ahead. Let's go create a new backdrop here. So what we'll do is we'll just create a new backdrop, all right, and then we'll copy these colors. So what I'll do is I'll say what color is the background. So that color is the background. Just use my little eyedropper color to pick the color. Okay, so make the background, and then what I want to do is I want to have it start here. So approximately here, and I want it to be, that gray color for the path, right? So what we'll do is maybe just do a little box here, to start the level. Okay, cool. And then maybe I'll paint this in here. Okay, and then let's make this a little bit tougher, right? So we don't want it to be too easy. So maybe go up, okay, that, and then maybe fill that guy in, and then maybe, let's say, over, make it kind of thin. Make it kind of thin here. Move it over with my arrow tools. Okay, it's a little bit more difficult. And then we'll make it really thin here. Nice little straightaway. Okay, make it nice and thin and long. Okay, move it over with my arrow tools. Quick, go ahead, eye drop that. Move it over. Okay, and then we'll finish off kind of easy here, and then it's an easy finish. Okay, so not the most attractive looking track, but now let's go ahead and create our finishing platform here. So I drop that color, and what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and create a nice little finish. Okay, and then I'll just paint bucket that guy in there. Okay, cool. So, essentially it's going to be pretty easy for us then to, start level 2. So we'll go ahead and call this, well, we have to call this level 2, right? So we'll go ahead, create the thing level 2. Okay, and maybe, yeah, it was called level 2. So, okay, let's jump back to the scripts. And now we need to create what happens when we lose, right? So right now it just says you lose, but I think that's not enough, right? We need to have, sort of the game essentially start over. So maybe what we do is we do, we call this introduction, and we go all the way back to the beginning. So let's go ahead, instead of, when green flag is clicked, let's go ahead and actually make this, sort of be able to come back to it, right? So what we'll do is we'll say, I want Nano to be saying these instructions. Maybe Nano says something else. So maybe this is our restart. So what you can do is, make an event. So when I receive something, have Nano say, okay, it looks like you failed. So you failed, try again. You failed, try again. So we'll have this be a broadcast, and we'll need to send that broadcast out. So what we'll do is we can just create our new broadcast here and call it lose, right? So we'll create a new message called lose. Okay, and then when you receive that, when Nano receives that, Nano will say you failed, try again. And that's all fine and well, but now we need to create sort of the rules on this side of this, and send our user back to the beginning, right? So what we can do is we need to have, when I receive lose, okay, when I receive lose, we go ahead and run, these commands again, because we're going back to the beginning. So what we'll do is we'll test it out. Let's see how it works. So move Scratchcat along the path with your mouse pointer. Okay. So, boom, you lose. So now what we do is we don't have to have we don't have to have the cat say that anymore, so we'll ditch the cat saying this, right? And just have him saying, whoops, we'll have him saying, you lose. So now what do we want to do? Well, what we should do is we should have the backdrop switch to backdrop number 1, right? So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and have our backdrop, when I receive lose, switch here to backdrop number 1. Okay, or actually it would be level 1. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get any closer now. So move Scratchpad along the path with your mouse pointer. Okay. So let's go. We're going. Let's fail on purpose and see what happens. Actually, let's go to the next level. Okay, you win. So now let's fail, see what happens. You failed, try again. Okay, now we move back. Let's try again. So if I go here, oh, you failed, try again. Perfect, so that was super simple, right? So let's go ahead and go, keep going, keep going. Bam, you win. Good, good, good. Oh, I failed, try again. So this is awesome. So now we have that working, it's bug-free, pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and we can create more levels. So let's go ahead and create a timer. So we want the time to start from after Nano, says something, right? So what we can do is we'll say, when we win, let's go ahead and say you completed the level in X amount of, let's say the time. So we'll say for 2 seconds, let's say the time. Now, what's this timer you're talking about, Eric? That's a good question. Well, the timer, we'll just have a timer here. So the timer runs. We can check out the timer. The timer runs from when you hit the green flag. Okay, but tell you what, we'll reset the timer when game starts, right? Because the first 5 seconds is just us giving explanations. So we'll set the timer when game starts. Okay, not when green flag clicks, but when game start. Okay, so then what we'll do is we'll have that time be said. Okay, be registered once we complete the level. So what we'll do is see it's restarted. So now boom, you win. Okay, but let's go ahead and stop the timer when you win. Okay, so we'll say, you know, it took you this many seconds. So, you know, it took you. Okay, now what we'll need to do is we'll need to do an operator. Okay, so we'll need to join two things. So two words here. So we'll join it, you win, it took you, and then we'll go ahead and insert our time. Okay. Okay, and then what we'll need to do is create actually another operator in an operator. So we'll join this whole string with this, and we'll put seconds. Okay. So now it's essentially, it took you, you win, it took you, timer, how many seconds, it's timer, and then we'll attach seconds to the end of it. So then we'll go ahead and put it in the say block here. Okay, so there's a lot going on. I know there's a lot going on, but this should look good. So now let's go ahead and try it. So let's see if this works. Move Scratchcat along the path with your mouse pointer. Be sure to stay on the path or you lose. Okay, so we'll go boom. You win. It took you 3.22 seconds. Very cool. Okay. Okay. Well, this is going to work. What we need to do is when we broadcast the next level, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and reset the timer once again here, right? So now we have the time for the second level. So let's go ahead, and I think we're complete with our game. So we'll go ahead and let's hide the timer, and we'll go ahead and try this from the start and see if it doesn't work. I would say it doesn't work. I know it's gonna work. We'll see if it does work. Okay, so stay on the path or you lose. Okay, so we'll go. Ready? Go. And here we go. Here we go. Scratchcat walking along the path, enjoying life. Good. Good. Bam! You win. It took you 6.368 seconds. Awesome. Moving along. Scratchcat loving life. Staying on the path. Good. Oh, let's go. Good. 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 Bam! You win. It took you 10 seconds. Nice. Okay, so this is awesome. I am so happy with the game right now. I could add a little bit more, maybe add a win screen or like, you know, you've reached the end of all our levels. Congratulations, your combined time was this. But at any rate, I think we're good for now. So this is going to be my my Scratch game. So feel free to remix it if you want. But I hope this helped. And keep in mind that the level structure I have was just using switching backdrops. We can easily put variables and assign them to certain backdrops and levels and have that be your level configuration. And this is just one way to do it, and this is how I chose to. So have fun, enjoy, and please add on to my game.